Yo, 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 what's up, guys, and welcome to the stream. So, today we are going to be working on the NPC system, specifically the NPC clerks. Pretty much, a guy's going to be behind here that you're going to be able to rob at gunpoint. So, I've actually got a bunch of animations here. Let me show you a couple of them. So, we've got we've got hands up loop, arms to idle, which is going from from the hands up down into the idle mode, and we've also got the arms to arm or idle to arms up sort of thing. So there's all different stages that there is for the robbery system. We're going to specifically be working on the clerk system, but let me show you. This is the robbery successful. So this is how the animation looks for a successful robbery. It's pretty cool. He's sort of going for the cash register. He's trying to speed up a little bit, and then he sort of throws the money onto the counter like that, and that's the successful robbery. He sort of goes back into an idle, I believe. Yep, back down into an idle. So those are going to be pretty handy. We've got a robbery failed, so let me show you this quickly. It's pretty much similar, but you can sort of tell by the differences in the animations if he's going to sort of fail. So he's not happy right now. He's going to pull out a gun in a second, but he'll pull out a gun now, bang, like that, and that's a robbery failed. So that's what it's going to look like when you fail the robbery. And obviously he goes back into the idle. And we've actually got a bank robbery, which is different. There is no fail. It's always a success. So what he'll do is he'll press a button under the table like that, and that's pretty much how that works for the bank robbery. But what we're going to be working on specifically is the store clerks, pretty much. So we've actually got a robbery success, robbery failed. Where is it? Crouch scared. So he'll sort of go, where is it? Crouch to idle, I think it. Crouch scared, crouch to idle, and idle to crouch. So after the robbery's done and he goes back into an idle mode, he'll sort of then crouch, go from idle to crouch, and then he'll actually remain like this for a certain amount of time. That's because the store's been robbed recently, and he'll sort of sit there for a certain amount of time until he stands back up, and then it will be but the store will be back up and running, and he can be robbed again and stuff like that. But let me quickly just check this, make sure everything's going good. Shout out to the one watching. Let me put that. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you're watching, if the audio and visuals are all good. I hope it is. Everything's looking pretty good. I don't really want to stream on Twitch today because we had some problems last time. So today we're just going to be streaming on YouTube. So that's pretty much where we are. So what I need to do specifically, so I've only got animations and the mannequin. I'm making UE4 mannequins because right now, I've only got really skins or like meshes that will fit for a UE4 mannequin. There is no UE5 versions of them. So I can actually change these animations over to UE5 and then sort of change out the mannequin at any time if we want to convert to UE5. But it doesn't really matter. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create. Now I could make this guy a character, but it's not very efficient having many, heaps of NPCs with character movement components. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little sneaky, and we're going to make them pawns. Obviously with a capsule component and stuff like that. So then they can just do specific animations. The only downside, I believe, is we can only use pawn sensing. We might be able to use. We actually might be able to use AI perception. I think we can, but to avoid the inefficiency of having so many NPCs, heaps of NPCs with character movement components, we're going to have. I'm going to create a pawn. So actually, let me go straight away and create a character just for now, because what I want to do is I want to grab because you don't get a capsule component and stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll copy that. So as you can see, the movement component here, having heaps of movement components is not efficient. So to avoid that, we're going to be making it a pawn. So BP NPC, let's go clerk like that. So, or you know what? We'll just make them all NPCs, and then because there's going to be other NPCs like drug dealer NPCs and stuff like that. I've got a different idle animation for them, so you will be able to tell the difference. But let's see if I can go into here and actually, can I remove that? Uh, yeah, we'll say, oh, what happened there? I don't know what happened there, but let's open it back up. It didn't even give me a crash warning. But anyway, I think everything's going good, hopefully. Shout out to the two watching on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Get some more people in here to notify YouTube. But that's pretty much where we are today. We're going to be working on the NPC system. I've actually built this system in a previous version, so if I do get stuck, we can sort of go back and check to see how things are done. But the way it's going to work is when the NPC sees you, there's going to be a line trace activated that I turn on and off depending if you're near the NPC, and that line trace is going to help us determine if you're actually aiming at the NPC, which will then trigger the NPC to panic and go into a robbery animation and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how it's going to work. But let's see what happened here. I've got these load errors, which are stupid errors because removing the save file removes the errors. But I'm pretty sure these errors will actually go away eventually. These are just stupid errors. I think Unreal Engine, is pretty dumb sometimes like that. But let's go like this. Let's grab this again. Alright, we want bang, bang, and bang. Copy. Let's not remove the send component yet. Let's actually just paste it straight in. We'll go like that, and we'll go bazinga. So we've got a capsule component, and the arrow and meshes inside the capsule component. So bing, and bing, like that. Alright, so I believe I can probably, yep, that's beautiful. Alright, that's what we need, because obviously with the skeletal mesh we can add our animations. So let's just call this mesh and arrow. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to make this bad boy which one? You know what, let's just go like this. So let me save everything. Let's get rid of that. Okay, alright, so now we've got that. We can go like this. So now what I want is this mannequin here, this bad boy right there, I believe. Boom. I think it's minus 97, is it? No, minus 88. It's a 90, I believe. No, minus 90. Alright, I think that is pretty much where we are for that. So now what we've got to do is we've got to make an animation blueprint. So let's go into the NPC animations. Let's throw all these bad boys into a folder. Sequences. There's not going to be any montages. So we can go like that. Boom. Now we can go to animation blueprint. I think that's the one there. Yep. So animation blueprints, NPC. Alright. So now we can start. Okay. So let's just throw in an idle animation just so we can see how he stands and if it's good enough. Idle 1 and idle 2, we'll drag both of those in. Idle 1 only wanted to come. Let's go idle 2. So there's different types of idles. I'll show you quickly. So idle 1 is going to be the standard NPC clerks, just sort of standing there, sort of breathing a little bit, you know what I mean? And then the other NPCs, like, potentially a drug dealing NPC, will have just a bit of a different idle. I think that looks a little bit better for a drug dealing NPC. So all these animations, I've got to shout out Moat. Moat created all these animations. These robbery successful and failed robberies are actually motion capture. So shout out to Mo, our animation, he's absolutely amazing. So there, let's do that, and let's just throw, wait, we can have a variable here, is clerk NPC, we'll just call it. So can we do a default? Yep. So we'll go like that, and then I think it's blend poses by bool, like this. So if they're a clerk NPC, we want to do the clerk and the clerk idle, and that idle like that. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Let's go like that. So now we just want to sort of just see how this guy's gonna look. What's going on here? I don't like that. Let's go like this and go Q. Alright, beautiful. So there we go. Now it should go into an idle. Beautiful. Alright. So now we can add this animation blueprint NPC. And there we go. Alright, so there's our clerk NPC. Let's drag that bad boy into the world. So actually, world, let's just make a new one, NPCs. NPC. Let's drag that into the world, because everything that's in the world is in that specific folder. So let's just go like this. So when we drag him in, he'll actually go into that folder. So bazinga. There we go. We won't need to do this anymore. So we'll go like this. Okay. We can go up, shift, and how's his feet look? This is what I really wanted to look at. Wow. Oh, it's a little bit sketchy. I don't know why. That's good enough, I guess. You know what? We'll go 87. Minus 87. We'll go like this again, shift end. Yep, that's a lot better. So he's going to need to stand about there and about where he is. Let's go into the details panel. Let's put a 180 on that bad boy. Alright, so that's pretty much where he's going to need to be, because he sort of leans over a bit, does the, you know, accesses the cash register on that. And I've made the spawn point here, so we can just spawn straight in here and do our testing. Also got a gun, because I'm going to need that. But he looks pretty good like that. What I'm going to do is it's animation graph. So what I need to do actually, just so I don't sort of lose my mind over this whole thing, let's just go into my TPSK backer, because we're actually using ATPS now. So we'll open up that just so we can see how the animation blueprint is going to work. Shout out to the two watching on YouTube. Everything's looking good. Let's go like this. Alright. So what I need to do is I need to make state machines. State. Animation state machine, that's it. Oh, okay. Locomotion. And then we can go in, I get it now. Alright. So, okay. Okay, animation graph, okay. Can I actually remove, actually I've got to grab that. You can't do that. Okay, I've got to see how I've done it here. So game animations, NPC, mail NPC. So let me quickly change this so I don't forget that. So So there's going to be male and female NPCs, but we're just working with males right now. So we've got that guy. Let me... Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's see if I can copy that. Let's go like this. Uh, we don't want that. We want this. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I've got a bit of OCD, so we can go like that. That's like this. This can go like this. This can go like this. Alright. So now in our main states, we've got the state that goes into the locomotion, and then we've got animation. Oh, beautiful. We've got everything pretty much going here. So let's go to here. Use simple idle. You know what? We're gonna use this. Use simple idle. So if we use the simple idle, a lot of errors. That's normal. Let's go like this. Sequences, idle 1 and 2. So use a simple idle like that. Idle 2, obviously. I'll show you how everything works, but it's really simple. So there we go. We've got our idle stance. Go back into the locomotion. Okay, we've got robbery failed and robbery success. So let's just go like this. Oh, that's right. This is where it's at. Is robbery success, is bank teller. Let's create these variables, or booleans I should say. Alright. Now we can go into the success. We can add a successful robbery. Alright, we've got success. Create this variable. And then, so that's right. They go from an idle. If they're being robbed and they're not a bank teller, it will go into the success. Robbery, once that's finished, it will go into a crouch and then go from idle to crouch and then go into the scared mode. And then when they come out of scared mode, they go like this. So, okay. So now we can go like this. Go to robbery failed. Okay, beautiful. Obviously that's okay. We won't worry about that. We've got our idle. Let's actually do this. Crouch 1. So that will be idle to crouch. Okay, yeah, because they'll be scared, continuously be scared. So this will be idle to crouch. Idle to arms up, idle to crouch. The only ones I ended up having to make were these idle to crouch and crouch to idles. Because they'll just snap straight into a crouch and it doesn't look good. I've actually got to do something about that for the actual player. Says idle to crouch, and this will be crouch scared. Scared, there it is. Okay. Beautiful. And then we'll go from crouch to idle. They're no longer scared anymore. Or scared to, what is it? Crouch to idle. Yeah, crouch to idle, that's right. This is pretty much them uncrouching. And then if they're no longer scared, they'll go from the scared, they'll crouch back up to the idle and then jump straight back into the idle. So that's what we want. But okay. I don't know what this is. If they're scared, they go from idle. If I turn on the scared straight away, they'll go straight from the idle into the crouch and then into the scared. So this is idle to crouch. Idle to crouch, yep. Idle to crouch. Yep. If they're scared, yep. Beautiful. Alright, so we've got all this done. Now we can do, and this is obviously if they're a bank teller and it's a bank heist, we go straight into the bank heist animation, which is where is it? Robbery success, robbery failed, robbery bank. Alright. Beautiful. This will be the complete animation animation blueprint, so they'll be both clerk and bank heist clerks. I haven't really built any dealer logic, so okay, they're scared. Okay, so this will be idle to crouch. Idle to crouch. Alright. And then they go into this second scared mode. So crouch scared. Alright, beautiful. And then obviously back down into the, if they're no longer scared anymore, they'll go from scared to crouch, which is like an uncrouch. I mean, crouch to idle, which is uncrouching essentially. Okay, beautiful. And then obviously if they're no longer scared, they'll go back into the idle. What's happening here? Okay, if it's a robbery fail, let's create that variable. Beautiful, there we go. Everything's working good now. I remember noticing this before. This sort of looks like a person, like with a tuxedo. Can you see it? There's the head and there's the tuxedo and the body. So what I'll do is I'll do something like this where we can go down like this and make some legs. So this will be drug dealer and this will be something else. We'll make a person out of it. Okay, so there we go. So there it is. Beautiful. What we can do, we can at least get the animation blueprint. Why is this not having it? Okay. So what we can do, get animation instance, cast to animation blueprint, NPC. So we can get that reference going. That's how I'm going to access those booleans inside the animation blueprint. Promote to a variable, animation blueprints. Beautiful. I could do a interface, but I don't think it really matters because there's really one cast. Okay, that's how it wants to be. You know what? Can I go like this? No, you can't. Okay. So that's a little bit upwards and it's killing my OCD, but anyway. So there we go. We've got our animation blueprint working. So let's see if it will change. Yep. So it's going into robbery success. He's going to keep doing it. Okay, no. Robbery failed. Let's go with the robbery failed. Yep, nice. Let's check the bank heist quickly. Is bank teller as well. Now he goes into the bank heist. He'll press the button. And I've got to set the scared variables and all that sort of stuff. So is bank teller, is bank heist. Okay. So now what I can do quickly probably is while I'm here is I can go and grab or at least look at why did I put character at the front of these things? Clerks. This is all the robbery logic right here. So what happens? Let me open this a little bit so you can see. These are just getting references, and then we've got you know, every frame it would be shooting out a line trace. Clerk line trace, yeah. So I pause and unpause the timer when you're no longer being seen by the clerk. And obviously we only do line traces for criminals and civilians. We do a line trace. We pause the timer because we've just detected something. So it's hit something. What have I got here? The objects NPCs. Let's quickly actually let me just quickly show you this, and then we go into you know that master NPC. Okay, clerk robbery. Okay. All right, that's right. Okay. Master NPC. All right, so let's just rebuild all this from scratch actually. All right. Let me just get out of that. So, oh, there was something I meant to do, but that's right. I've got to go to here. We're going to make a new, I think it's collision. Is it collision? Yeah. All right. We're going to make a new object channel. NPC. We can make everything ignore. Yeah, we'll just make it all ignore, I believe, would be what we want. So there's the NPC. We can go into here, make this bad boy an NPC. We'll generate overlap events so they can be shot, and then we'll... Where's NPC? Okay. Oh, custom, that's right. Custom, query only, no physics collision, collision enabled, NPC. Why is it? Oh, that's the mesh, I believe. We'll just leave all that for now. Let's just check this. Okay, we'll see what happens there. So now what we need to do, probably first we'll go here. What are we going to do? Is it AI perception? Yes, AI perception. That's what we want. Let's see what type of stuff we got going here. So the AI perception, We can do just a site. Dominant source is site. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this again. Just so I want to get these values right. Starts enabled. There is no interesting. Or yeah, I'd have to check how it's done here. Let me just double check on you guys. Shout out to the 4 watching. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Okay. Wait for this to open just so we can get little sneak peeks and stuff to see how it's working. Okay. Where's our NPC? Oh, that's right. We've got the clerk pistol. And there should be a clerk money. We need to grab those. Because obviously they spawn a gun when it's a failed and they throw money on the table when it's not. Blueprints, NPC. That's maybe what I should call this one, is a master NPC, because that's essentially what it is. And I could probably make classes for the drug dealer and stuff. So master NPC. Okay. AI stimulus. 3-second aging. What? Why are they both the same? Let's just go with a 1500 maybe for this. 3-second aging. I have 60-degree peripheral, just so it's not so it's not like this, like the line that way and a line that way. That will be 90 degrees, but if I go 60 degrees, he sort of has like a cone sort of shape look. Let's go 60 degrees on that. What am I doing with this? We're doing target perception updated. Okay. That's right. That's right. We need to make a boolean here. Can be robbed. I can make that instance editable and suppose on spawn. So now we can set this guy can be robbed. We probably won't need that now. Which one is it? Perception info updated. So this is sort of the perception. What have I got here? I've got some break situations going here. Alright. So only if they can be robbed, obviously. Then we want to start looking for players and stuff. Alright. Successfully sensed. Is there any other ones? An actor weak object. What? Alright, let's just start doing this. Let's do it. Let's just see if the NPC can actually see us. Scene player. Alright. This is how bad my OCD is. Even though it's a temporary node we're using. Alright, so now we should be able to spawn and then be seen by the player. I mean, be seen by the NPC and get that scene player print string. Alright, we're making progress. I thought instead of trying to drag everything over and then, you know, just fix all the broken references, we might as well just create it from scratch. So once the AI can see us, then we can trigger our timer or turn on our timer, which is in our actor component. And then that timer runs a line trace, and that determines if we've actually hit an NPC. And if we've hit an NPC, then we can trigger said NPC to go into robbery animations, if that makes sense. If there's a better way to do it, I mean, maybe I can do a collision and then, you know, like the collisions won't really work because once you become in the collision, did we even see that? I don't know, maybe if I run away, wait 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Did you see the? I didn't see that, so we're gonna have to jump back in. So I have to make sure. I actually don't think it printed. Might be something to do within the settings. I could actually probably copy over the other one. Potentially, I could just. But see, if I drag everything, if I just migrate everything over, we're not really doing anything for the stream. So we're just going to mess around with this for a little bit, see if we can get to a certain stage at least. It should be straight away, bang, scene player. And no, nothing's printing. Okay, interesting. What type of other ones we got? What's this one? Oh, that's updated actors, okay. We don't want to go through a for each loop. There's got to be something here we're missing. Okay. Starts enabled, yes. Interesting, okay. Maybe we can work out what's happening here. If it can be robbed and it's successfully sensed. Oh, right. Oh, wait, no, yeah, this is already set. Let's just do this and boolean. So if there can be robbed and successfully sensed, then we want to go into here. But for some reason, it's not where it's at. It's not where it's at. Five seconds, yep. Okay, I need to work out what's going on here. Maybe we can open this a little bit more. Is it a blueprint function? Okay. Interesting. Maybe if we do these ones. Okay. I don't know what's happening there. Obviously they can be robbed. Yep. I don't know, let's just see if pasting that over fixes it. So really all I'm trying to do is make sure that NPC is actually detecting that player. Then we can start thinking about the logic afterwards. Maybe the counter has got something to do with it. If this doesn't work, I'll just change the peripheral angle, I believe it is. We'll change it back to 90 or something. Or maybe 1,000 is got to be no, 1,000 is where it needs to be. It's the perfect distance. So you're sort of close enough to the NPC, not too far away from the NPC. All right. Ah, scene player. There we go. Beautiful. That's right. In the thing, I work out if they're so far away from, like in the character component which does the line trace, if they get too far away from the NPC, because you don't, I don't think the forgotten one works, the forgotten perception. Well, let's see if it does. Let's just see if it does. So we've got it working now. I don't know what was going on. It was maybe just one little detail, one little thing. Lost sight of player. I don't think this works for some reason, but we'll find out. So this is where we activate the obviously when it sees the player, we activate the clerk component, the actor component on the player to start pumping out a line trace, and then that determines if we've actually aimed directly at the NPC. And because it's got a 60 peripheral, you can't it won't see you if you're standing behind it. if for some reason, that's what I was trying to say before. If I make it like a collision radius or something, and you could then sort of aim anywhere, and I can't determine if you're actually aiming at the NPC. So you could like turn around, aim to the back wall away from the NPC, and it'll still kick off, which is not very realistic, is it? So the line trace is only going to happen once a frame while you're within range of the NPC. So I don't know why it's showing twice. Maybe it's another server situation. Scene player. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see, it doesn't work. So we just have to do the logic within the component. Alright, so let's start working on the component. Let's get rid of this nonsense. Let me quickly check up on you guys. Shout out to the two watching. I'm pretty sure everything's working good. Let's start working on the component. Let's get rid of this nonsense. Yeah, I believe it is. Alright, nice. Okay. Alright, so we've seen the player. This is where we want to activate. Let's just double check what's going on here. Gets player character blueprint from the object. What? Get player character. Get player character. That's something I've created or something. So, oh wait, they could pretty much see all other spawns. So what is this? An actor? Character info. Interesting, okay. What am I doing here? Seeing if it's valid, then checking their job. Okay, sense actor. Okay, that's what we do. Wait, where's the sense actor? Which is in the which is in the NPC. So let's get that thing going. Sensed actor, which is obviously an actor. So this is where we can set in that. And then I'll get the information. Okay, toggle the line trace within the clerks. It's that simple. Sense player timer. What? Oh, sense player lost. So that's where I'm doing the logic. See, if they're so far away, it loses sense. I can probably do this without doing a timer here, I reckon. Oh, I have to do a timer anyway. Okay, we'll do that later. So right now, we should be making the clerk component. Actor components, blueprint components, clerks. First thing you do is make sure it replicates. Get rid of this nonsense. And then just so we don't forget, we quickly jump into the character master, add the component, blueprint components, clerks. Beautiful. This is me adding swimming and vaulting and crouching and stuff like that to ATPS because it doesn't have that. Right, so now we've got now that's working. Character clerks. Just getting references, controller references, and then doing a line trace. Yeah, we can't put these here because they're on begin play because they can change from cop to criminal and stuff like that. So we need the stats component for this one anyway. So let's start doing here. Event, begin play, get owner of the components. We can cast to character. See, these types of casts aren't as bad as you think because the character is a C++ class, which is already loaded onto memory. So, you know, if you make your own master character, then it's not loaded onto memory. So that's where you should be using interfaces. But we're going to be using interfaces too. I just like to do this character reference. Oh, God. Okay. So what do we need here? We need, so let me think. We've got the character reference so we can get the interface and then get their job. That's right. Get component by class. Stats. That's where their job is, so we can check their job. We'll promote that to a variable, BPC stats. Alright, beautiful. Wait, what is it? Timer by events. Timer by events. Promote this to a variable, which is line trace timer. And then we can immediately pause it. So when we turn it on, then it would work. 0.1, and it's looping. Want to do a custom event here. Line clerk. Yes, you can only rob clerk. Clerk line trace. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's just quickly see what's happening here. That's right, we're making sure there can only be a job switch okay. So we only want to do line traces if they're a criminal or a civilian. I might make it so you have to might wait until you're a civilian again before you can do another robbery. I don't know if that will be sort of piss people off sort of thing. Okay, what's this? Aiming mode. That's right. We need to check that they're aiming, which I believe is a. That's right. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, we've got to do this. Character info. Promote that to a variable. ATPS reference. Probably should be checking if it's valid or not, but it obviously is because you can only attach them to characters. Let's clean this up a bit more. Beautiful. And now if they're aiming down the sight, so only if they're aiming, we want to do the line trace. It's ADS, aiming down sight. B, only if they're a civilian or a criminal, we want to do line traces. Line trace by channel, by object. Oh, that's only this one we can do. Alright, okay. Interesting. Let me get the logic here, which is... camera. So this is like a line trace down the center of the screen, pretty much. So if you're within 1,000, we want to do 1,000. And then, okay, plus goes into end. And this goes into start. We want to do an NPC. Alright, so now it's only going to detect NPCs. So you can aim at anything else and it won't do anything. Alright, beautiful, beautiful. We're making... Oh, just had to cough there. We're making progress, but... ignore self, okay. And this is if we've actually hit something. What am I doing here? Oh, hit actor, that's right. So if it's actually hit something... And then break this. The hit actor, okay. We want to pause it straight away and then go into clerk reference. I don't need to do that, but that's what we want to do. We want to turn the timer off straight away. So we no longer need it. We only sort of turn it on when we need it. And then we can... Alright, so let's just test this. This is going to be aimed at NPC. Let's get rid of this, or, you know, we'll leave that on there. So let's see if we can get that aimed at NPC thing to trigger. If it is, very good progress. Oh. This is just how I figured out how probably the best way to do it. Obviously, you know, thinking about efficiency and stuff like that by turning it on and off instead of having it running all the time and stuff. What I'm hoping is the lawnmower guys don't rock up and start making some insane noises. Because it's fairly loud. But I think we're going good. Alright. So, we're looking for our aimed at NPC. I don't know why it's triggering twice. I'm going to try and run that on a server or something. On the server, maybe it's triggering twice because it's you know, one for the character and one for the controller. Scene player. Not aiming at player. Alright. I know what's happening. I know what's happening. It's not even on. I think that's an unport. Wait. Yeah, it's not working because it's paused. Where do I unpause it? Alright, for now, we're just going to break that. Oh, that's right, I'm an officer as well. Interesting. Uh, so I have to work out where to turn it on. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that should be good. Now it should work. We should be able to like trigger that, trigger the line trace print string, which says aimed at NPC. I thought I'd, try and do it from scratch at least as much as I can, just so you can see the process of it, of how it's done. You can copy me, I don't care. You can try and make the same game, I don't care. You better beat me to the finish line, and you better have as much experience as I have, and potentially even funds for the assets. But yes. The reason why I'm doing all these videos is I want to be 110% transparent with everything. And not only that, instead of like all these asset flips where you never see any gameplay and they get millions of dollars, you're actually not only going to see gameplay with me, you're going to see development. So there's scene player. We should have our line trace pumping right now. That should not trigger until we go like that. Bang, aimed at NPC. See that? Bazinga. Boom. Only worked once. Oh, that's right, because I turned it off immediately. Yep, turn it off here. Boom. Alright, so that's working. So what do we do now after this? Okay, that's bank teller held up, clerk types. Okay. So let's potentially just make that quickly. A blueprint enumerator. Clerk types. We need 3 of these bad boys. So we got store clerk, gun store. No, we'll just go like this. General store, gun store, bank teller. Alright. Beautiful. Close that bad boy. Go into here and add this. Clerk type, which is the enum of the clerk types. It's obviously going to be instance editable, exposed on spawn. So you essentially do what type of clerk it is and if it can be robbed. I can probably do this logic. Interesting. You know what? I'm just going to do that. So let's get rid of this. We can potentially go to here. If for some reason we change it in game, it will just determine itself if it can be robbed or not. Gun store can be robbed. Or wait, they all can be robbed. Oh yeah, because with the new clerk types that I add are no, we won't do it here. We'll do it here. You just have to like determine if it can be robbed or not. So we've got a general store. Alright, beautiful. I don't need that. This is all good. Okay, seen the player. Set the sense actor. Oh, this mouse is shocking. It's a cheap one. Okay. It's the only one I could find. Okay. So now we've got the sense actor. Okay, interesting. Oh, that's right. There's a has been robbed variable. Right. So we don't want to do anything if they have been robbed. Has been robbed. Because we obviously don't want, timers, running for the. Oh, this is. Oh, yeah, that's in the clerks, that's right. And is bank teller held up? That's another variable. Is bank teller held up? Is bank held up? All right, beautiful. Oh, the clerk reference, which is the hit actor. We might as well make a reference. An interface, I should say. So let's go with a blueprint interface. BPI clerk references. Get clerk reference with an output of a clerk reference or clerk reference of a master NPC. Add this bad boy. BPI clerk. Ah, wrong one. Import what? Imports, okay. Clerk reference. Pause the timer, get the clerk reference, switch their type. Clerk reference. And obviously only if they haven't only if they haven't been robbed or whatever. So it has been robbed obviously for that one. And then this is where we start the clerk robbery and the bank heist inside the NPC. Okay. Get has been robbed. obviously if they haven't, so we don't want to try and trigger another robbery unless, you know, if they've just recently been robbed. So that has been is just me determining if they have been robbed yet. Has been robbed sort of will remain true. Has been robbed will remain true until you know, until they've finished being scared and they're stood back up, sort of thing. Uh, has bank been no, bank held up? Is bank held up? This obviously is held up. It will remain being held up until they, you know, finish being scared and stand back up again. If that makes sense. So this is just making sure the robberies don't trigger and only trigger when they're actually able to be robbed. Okay. Bank teller, general store, gun store. Alright, beautiful. And now we can make some custom events. Yep. Custom. Remote procedure call, I believe that's what it stands for. Clerk robbery. Oh. What? Okay. Run on server. Another custom event. Multicast clerk robbery. And this is where we set the variables within the animation instance, and then that's how you replicate animation blueprints. So if they're replicated here, and then you set it, they're replicated essentially in the animation blueprint, as far as I'm aware anyway. So let's do that. What type of... We've got nothing. We're just triggering the robberies. MC clerk robbery. Okay. I've got a has been robbed. I don't know what that is, but we're just gonna copy it. Has been robbed. Oh, that's right. Uh, oh yeah, I've got an alarm component there. We won't worry about that now. And this is the fail chance, just a random integer between 0 and 3, so 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, success. So you have a small chance of failing. I can increase that number to make it even more worse. Okay. Is robbery fail? Is robbery success? Okay, that's alright. Okay. Okay. Has been robbed. That's what we want. Uh, is being robbed. Has been robbed. Is being robbed. Is being robbed. It's something. So now it has been robbed. Is being robbed. Let me just quickly check up on you guys. Shout out to the 4 watching. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Jump in the comments if you want to. Let's just copy this fail chance. Oh, that's got to be on the... Oh yeah, increase the wonder level of the player. They can do that. That's running on the server. And that's running on the multicast. So I need to swap these around. These are only local within the NPC. So I don't think those need to be multicasted. Only the actual variables within the animation blueprint need to. This should be able to trigger them into either a robbery or a successful robbery. Fail chance. What did I make it here? 3. Okay, now this is where the animation blueprint comes into play. Bazinga. Set robbery failed. Oh, what's going on here? Why is there 2 of them? Okay. Failed. So that should be a robbery first. So now, essentially, we should be able to at least see them go into a robbery animation. Might not be complete yet. No. Success. All right. Then on the end of that, we do the robberies. Clerk robbery and bank heist. We're not doing bank right now, so we can just forget about this. Yes, RPC, RPC. All right, beautiful. That's where we're at, guys. Oh, come on. Stupid mouse. There we go. Alright. I think that's where we're at, guys. So if we aim at an NPC, we pause the timer immediately. We get the clerk reference. We check the clerk type to determine if it's a clerk robbery or a bank robbery. We make sure they haven't been robbed. And then we jump straight into that. We set has been robbed. Then we set the... Alright, so we actually should actually see... We should actually see them go into at least the robbery animation and either be a success or a fail. So we're getting there. We got a lot of it done. Alright. So now when we aim at the NPC, it should go into a successful or a failed. Where do we set the scared? But we'll see what happens. It's probably not going to work great, but we aren't seeing the print strings anymore. See, nothing, nothing. Bang. There we go. Look at that. Alarm will be going off right now. And look, that's a pretty good position there. Very nice. Throws the money on the table. Bazinga. There we go. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he knows what to do after he stops. Oh yeah, he's just bugged now. But there we go. Some success. Some successful operations. Alright, nice. We're actually doing some insane logic. I'll show store menu, close store menu, that's nothing. Right, so we don't need to worry about what's going on there. We just need to worry about what's going on here. Ah, server robbery successful. What? Where is that? Yeah, that's where we throw the cash. If the sense actor is valid. Where's this called? In the animation blueprint? Oh, right, there. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so as soon as they throw the cash, then it's a success. Okay, I get ya. So yeah, this is what we need here. Animation notifies, throw cash and grabs gun. The animation notifiers need to be done inside the animation sequences. So that will be grab gun, this will be throw cash. We need to find out exactly when he throws the money. Right there. I think that's right there is the best place to put it. Throws cash. Okay. Now we can go into here. Pulls gun or whatever we had it at. Throws cash. Grabs gun. Let's just go like this. Grabs the gun right there, bang. Right there. Grabs a gun. Boom. Now we've got those bad boys. Now we can go into this and call those notifiers. I mean, do we need this? I don't know. Anim notify. Throws cash. Grabs gun. How do I get the reference? Oh, the owning actor. Okay, okay. Begin. Owning actor. Cast to... I mean, not cast, get clerk. Clerk reference. Clerk reference. Okay, we'll go like that. Okay, beautiful. What are we triggering? Successful robbery. Okay, these are more custom events. Obviously calling it on the server. Custom events. RPC robbery success. Robbery successful, robbery failed. Okay. MC, robbery success. Let's just quickly get these done. Custom event, robbery failed. Oh wait, no. It's only a success once it reaches that point in the animation. Oh wait, no, it'll be robbery failed. Or grabs gun. RPC, robbery failed. Custom events, multicast robbery failed. Okay, let's just, don't worry about that right now. Throws cash is a success. No. Grabs gun is a fail. And this is a success. Oh my goodness. Alright, so that should be all that done for... That's right, they only get scared at a certain amount of time. Robbery failed. Pull out gun, what? Oh, that's... okay. Oh, that's right, we're in the master NPC. We've got a pull out gun and a throw cash. multicast. So robbery success. There's got to be an abandoned robbery logic I've got to add. Then when we throw the cash, it should be like something here. A robbery finished, okay. Interesting. How long have we been going for? An hour and 31 minutes. Wow, we've been going for a little bit. We've been going for a while. But that's pretty much where we are. So let me go to success. Let's just throw that on the multicast for now. Robbery success. Print string. But you pretty much get the gist of it. So there's that. So successful robbery, which is the point that you get the money and stuff like that. And obviously where we throw the cash on the table. So successful robbery, multicast, failed. And we'll throw this here. Robbery failed. Alright, so now we should actually see robbery failed and robbery success. Let me just jump in quickly. I'm probably going to end the stream now because I don't want it to be super long. But I should be able to get the rest of this done, after the stream, and keep an eye out for a video showing you the final result. So they'll have new skeletal meshes. There will be an alarm going. The money will actually spawn when they throw it on the counter, and obviously the gun's going to spawn when they do a failed robbery, and obviously go into scared mode and stuff like that. But let's just quickly check that this works. It should anyway. But there's points within the throwing the robbery and then finishing the animation. I think I time the animation and then I do a delay potentially, and then I forget exactly how it's done, but there we go. Should be the same player is triggering twice. I've got to remember that. But let's go like this. I don't know why was he fidgeting? Oh, that's right. The animations aren't looping. So now he goes into that. Animations looping. I've got to remember that. The animations need to loop. The idle needs to loop actually. Yeah, robbery, successful robbery. There we go. So the idle needs to loop. These, once they're finished, then they go into these sort of situations. But this idle needs to loop. But that's pretty much where we are, guys. Another successful stream. But that's pretty much where it is. So, yeah, obviously this is the point where they throw the cash. So this would send them a message saying successful robbery. I spawn the cash, and then after so much time, or when the animation runs out, I think I've got animation finished in here somewhere, potentially animation finished. Yeah, animation finished. So once the animation finishes, then we call some robbery finish commands, events I should say, and that's the security door opened once the button is pressed for the for the bank teller. But that's pretty much where we are, guys. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. It's been a while since I've done that. I've been working on a lot of the basics, but we got everything pretty much back to where it was in the last build. Once these robberies are done, we'll be pretty much where we were, back where we were, and we can start working on some other things. But that's pretty much where I'm going to leave this live stream, guys. If you're wondering what this game is, go check out my YouTube channel. I've got devlogs. The last devlog is fairly old. It's the old build, but I think I got the robberies working in that. I definitely had the robberies working in that build, so you will see them in either devlog 3 or devlog 2. But once all this is done, I'm going to be doing a devlog 4 just to show you everything at the stage that we're at, and then we'll be jumping into some new stuff. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace. I might do it the next stream in the next couple of days. Definitely in the next couple of days I'll do another stream, and whatever I'm working on, we'll be working on that. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.